Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH Rebirth of Emperor Yang episode number 166 based on novel. So let's start. The majestic peaks towered into the clouds, the sun shone, and the shadow of the mountain shrouded the large mountain forest below. At this moment, a human shadow was moving rapidly in the jungle. Soon, it came to the foot of the mountain. Different from the dense jungle in the distance, there is a large open space at the foot of the mountain. At a glance, you can see the corpses and remains of many huge warcraft. The air is filled with a thick smell of blood, which makes people sick. Generally speaking, the cave of ordinary warcraft should be arranged more secretly in order to increase part of the security, but here is different. A huge cave is deliberately exposed, and the bones of those warcraft are setting off the majesty and domineering of the owner here. Looking at the whole mountain range, I'm afraid I can't find a second scene comparable to this cave. At this moment, the target of the figure is here. According to Lin Zeong, the 9-star and half-emperor level warcraft is a polar shadow leopard. It is the only 9-star and half-emperor in this mountain range. It can be said that he is in charge of everything in this mountain range. In a twinkling of an eye, Lin Zeong had appeared in front of a Bao's cave. At the same time, a Bao in the cave seemed to feel something and opened his eyes in an instant. However, this time was different from the last time. When a Bao opened his eyes, deep panic poured out in his brown-red eyes. Before that, Xiao Yan didn't tell him that the people who came to him would be strong enough to fight the emperor. Who the hell is this guy? Why did he even come to fight the emperor and the strong in order to find him? Such thoughts flashed in his heart, but a Bao didn't dare to be careless. After all, the other party was a strong man fighting the emperor. He was only a half-emperor. Since he had come to his cave, how dare he not go out to meet him? I don't know if your excellency will come. I hope you will forgive me. He hurried out of the cave. Our Bao quickly crawled down to Lin Zeong, who was standing in front of the cave. At the same time, he also made a respectful voice. Don't tell me this. Say, has a wounded human ever entered your cave? Lin Zeong has long been used to this set of a Bao. He didn't bother to pay too much attention. He snorted coldly and went straight to the theme. Well, as soon as he said this, our Bao's heart was shocked. The person in front of him really came to Xiao Yang, but he was bitter and helpless. At the moment, whether Xiao Yang in the cave or Lin Zeong in front of him, either of these two sides could not be provoked by him. If he accidentally leaked his mouth, he might kill him at any time. This makes a Bao complain incessantly. These 3-level pills are really not easy to take. My lord, I don't understand what you mean. After a long time, our Bao's eyes turned, hoping to fool him through. I won't force you to propose a toast without penalty. Since you don't want to say it, I'll warn you first. If you don't say it now, I won't do anything to you. However, I'm sure I won't allow others to do anything to you. Lin Zeong sneered and glanced casually at the cave behind a Bao. He originally wanted to go in and search, but he gave up the idea. It has been a month since Xiao Yang disappeared in this mountain range. For such a long time, I'm afraid his injury has healed long ago. How can he continue to stay here? Therefore, Lin Zeong thought that he might simply take the leopard back in front of him and hand over his job and resume his life as soon as possible, so as not to worry about being found by the Bai family. Hearing Lin Zeong's words, our Bao was shocked, but he didn't wait for him to think about it. Lin Zeong immediately took action, waved his hand, and the majestic fighting spirit gushed out of the palm. With only one move, he easily subdued our Bao, who is a 9-star and half-emperor. It has to be said that in the face of the semi-emperor strong, fighting the emperor is like an invincible existence. In the eyes of the semi-emperor strong, the most powerful means is like farting. When he was subdued by Lin Zeong, our Bao suddenly changed his face and tried his best to break free. However, the fighting spirit that seemed to cover his body like a film was as hard as iron. No matter how he struggled, he could not break free. On the contrary, whenever he broke free more violently, it was a film that enveloped him. He would shrink a little, squeeze his whole body, and more violent pain immediately came, which made a leopard burst out of his mouth. It's too much to do. Follow me back obediently. You may be able to suffer less. Otherwise, the more you struggle, the more severe your pain will be. Lin Zheong grinned coldly, and the exposed row of teeth looked particularly gloomy. However, just when he was about to take a bow, Bao had no choice but to place his last hope on Xiao Yang. I hope this guy will not forget his hard protection and save him. My lord, help me. The shrill wail came out of Bao's mouth. The sound shook the whole mountain in front of him slightly under the mixture of fighting spirit. Then, the fighting spirit film shrouded on Bao suddenly became narrower. From the outside, his whole face became distorted. However, at the moment, Lin Zheong frowned at the moment when Bao shouted, and an uneasy mood surged up in his heart. Bao suddenly shouted the word adult, which made him think of Xiao Yang's goal involuntarily. Hasn't that guy left yet? Lin Zheong was both frightened by the sudden thought in his heart. To his surprise, Xiao Yang hasn't left yet, which means that he has found him. As long as he finds the people of the Bai family and the Hua family and catches him, he is the great hero of this matter. On the contrary, the Lin family will be rewarded. But on the other hand, what I'm afraid of is that Xiao Yang's injury may have recovered in a month. This guy has a terrible record of killing 3 stars fighting the Emperor in the outside world. No matter what the authenticity is, Xiao Yang can't deal with it. Once he starts, I'm afraid he will fall into the disadvantage at the first time. With this in mind, Lin Zheong is ruthless. Judging from Bao's behavior just now, maybe Xiao Yang will do it for him. Once Xiao Yang cares about the latter, he will have an extra guarantee at the first time. If he can borrow Bao to make Xiao Yang a rat repellent, then as long as the people of the 2 families are summoned, Xiao Yang will really be unable to escape. When Lin Zheong thought of doing it, he quickly controlled Bao's body and wanted to pinch the latter's throat. At this time, a terrible soul force suddenly came between heaven and earth. It not only smashed the fighting spirit film wrapped in Bao's body, but also pulled Bao directly towards the direction of the cave. Master Lin, I haven't seen you in January. Why do you still start such activities and want to threaten me with such indiscriminate means? Master Lin is really good at calculation. Unfortunately, it's a little late. Remember, if you want to kill in your next life, don't think so much. Between heaven and earth, the voice of Xiao Yang's ironic words floated leisurely. On the ground below, Lin Zheong, standing in front of Bao's cave, looked blue and white on his face. The muscles in the corners of his eyes couldn't help twitching violently. His eyes scanned around the world, hoping to find Xiao Yang's trace. Come to me again, but it's not right in front of you. Suddenly, a particularly clear lip-biting sound came from Lin Zheong's ear, as if someone was talking close to his ear. Lin Zheong's face was suddenly startled. While the expression on his face changed, his body quickly retreated back. When he retreated to the edge of the open space, he looked up and saw a young man in black robe standing in the position where he was standing the moment before. This person is Xiao Yang, who has disappeared for a month. Xiao Yang. Lin Zheong looked very dignified and said in a deep voice. At the same time, the fighting spirit in the cyclone in his body was quickly raised at this moment, ready to meet Xiao Yang in front of him. Although Xiao Yang's strength seems to be only 6.5 stars, looking at the western regions, anyone who knows him more or less knows that behind his seemingly weak strength, he is a powerful destructive force that frightens the strong fighting emperor. In the face of him, no strong fighting emperor will dare to trust him. Seeing this, Xiao Yang grinned and showed a hint of pondering radiance. It happened that now he swallowed the jade bone and fruit. His strength has stepped into the later stage of the 6.5-star emperor, and the power of joint effort image determination has also increased slightly. I don't know what kind of power his image determination can burst out at this moment. This guy. Seeing the inexplicable radiance from the corner of Xiao Yang's mouth, Lin Zheong's heart is tight. Looking at this smile in his eyes, it seems particularly terrible. Who knows what idea this guy is making in his heart? Lin Zheong doesn't want to lose his life here. But then, just as Xiao Yang was about to start, he suddenly frowned. In his soul perception, another person was flying in the direction of the 2 of them at the moment. It's him. Xiao Yang was slightly surprised. Unexpectedly, even he came. However, for a long time, a figure appeared in the sight of Xiao Yang and Lin Zheong. At the same time, Ah Bao, who was hiding far behind them, also noticed the man. Suddenly, his eyes looked stunned. He was in the sphere of influence of the Bai family. Naturally, he was very clear about his identity. This later person is the young master of the Bai family, Bai Zhon. Damn it! How even he found the movement here. Seeing Bai Zhon, Lin Zheong's heavy heart suddenly fell to the bottom of the valley, but then he was a little relaxed and immediately thought of a way. Master Lin, why are you here? There is Xiao Yang. Bai Zhon saw Lin Zheong, his eyes twinkled slightly, asked knowingly, and then his eyes turned and fell on Xiao Yang. In the depths of his eyes, he couldn't help but look surprised. Unexpectedly, Xiao Yang was really still in this mountain range. The Son of God came just in time. I heard something moving in the depths of the mountain a few days ago. I'm afraid Xiao Yang is still here, so I came to observe today. I didn't report to the White family leader in advance. It's my subordinate's carelessness. Lin Zheong didn't hear anything from Bai Zhon's words. He pretended to hug Bai Zhon and said it to himself. Listening to his words, he seemed to admit his mistakes, but he seemed to be asking for credit. It doesn't matter, everything. It's easy to say when you find Xiao Yang. Bai Zhon's eyes shot a sharp light. Lin Zheong only thought he was going to Xiao Yang and sneered at him immediately. It's just a waste. At this time, you still have the heart to catch Xiao Yang. When you die in the hands of Xiao Yang. Bai family. Lin Zheong smiled coldly in his heart. Even if he hurriedly returned to his mind, he turned his eyes to Xiao Yang. It seemed that he was afraid that the latter would tell the truth here. Fortunately, Xiao Yang didn't speak. His eyes fell on Bai Zhon from the beginning. Lin Zheong doesn't know, but he knows. Bai Zhon's strength is only 9.5 emperors from the appearance, but in fact, his strength has already reached the middle of the 2-star fighting emperor. A Lin Zheong is not his opponent. Even Xiao Yang himself can't become his opponent by relying on his own strength without relying on the North King. Son of the world, since Xiao Yang was met by you and me today, why don't we take this opportunity to fight together and take him down? Then you will take him back to the clan and give him to the Zhongmen. It's a great achievement. Lin Zheong smiled eagerly at Bai Zhon, and the latter's eyes seemed to be looking at a fool. Oh! Bai Zhon's eyes lit up, and he seemed to be in general, but then he frowned and asked suspiciously. Lord Lin, you won't want anything if you do this. Pretend to be smart. Lin Zheong sneered and hurriedly said. Shizzy, where is this? We belong to the same family. We are all people of the sect. Why see the outside in real time? It's most important to deal with Xiao Yang first now. Speaking so, Lin Zheong doesn't think so. Facing Xiao Yang, he is not an opponent alone. Of course, he doesn't expect Bai Zhon, the 9-star and half-emperor, to do anything. He only hopes that Bai Zhon can contain Xiao Yang and find a chance to leave here. At that time, even if Bai Zhon dies, it will only be blamed on Xiao Yang. As long as he went back and told Huiting about it again, he would be fine. In this way, not only his family is safe, but also the descendants of the Bai family can be removed. As long as the Bai family is destroyed in the future, it will be the time for his Lin family to take advantage of the opportunity. As soon as he thought about the arrival of that day, Lin Zheong was a little excited. Shizzy, let's start now and take Xiao Yang down. With a cold sound in his mouth, Lin Zheong's body shook, and the fighting spirit in his body immediately converged on his arms. A pair of eyes stared at Xiao Yang opposite, and the corners of his mouth slowly aroused a cold sneer. At the same time, Bai Zhon beside him also grinned, raised his eyes, stared at Xiao Yang, and the smile at the corners of his mouth gradually expanded. The latter could not help but frown slightly. The fighting spirit in the cyclone in his body quietly turned left. At the same time, the North King of Naji was also secretly preparing. But, at the next moment, hiss! Hearing the sound of a broken bone, Lin Zheong beside Bai Zhon was already separated from the head. The sudden change in the field made Xiao Yang, who was opposite, stunned. He didn't expect that the two people in front of him wanted to fight against him, but how could he suddenly turn into this picture again? Of course, at the moment, the most oppressed person in the field is probably Lin Zheong. He didn't understand until he died. Why did Bai Zhang next to him attack him? The waste in his eyes, the fool he thinks, is to kill him when he is unprepared at the most critical moment. With such means, who can continue to think he is a fool? After all, as Lin Zheong said just now, anyone with a clear eye can easily hear that there is no good intention. Bai Zhang seems to have been hit by the plan, but only at the last moment did Lin Zheong really understand that Bai Zhang is not too stupid, but he is too naive. From beginning to end, he treated the other party as a fool. Why didn't the other party treat him like this? But he didn't see it. Bang! With the dull sound of falling to the ground, Lin Zheong's body fell to the ground like a pool of mud. The blood splashed out continuously, twitched a few times, and then stopped moving. Seeing this, Bai Zhang's eyes narrowed, and a sharp light came out of his eyes. While the corners of his mouth provoked a sneer, he suddenly raised his hand and aimed his palm at Lin Zheong's body. Then, crazy suction burst out of Bai Zhang's palm. Lin Zheong's body was immediately lifted to the air by this suction. Bai Zhang's palm jerked. With a scream, Lin Zheong's body fell to the ground again. At the same time, Bai Zhang's hand also had an illusory body. Judging from its appearance, it was Lin Zheong. Yuanwu mainland, as long as the strength reaches the level of fighting emperor, even without the body, the source of the soul will not collapse. Therefore, at this time, Lin Zheong, the source of the soul in the body can be intact. You are not a half-emperor. It was not until this time that Lin Zheong, whose body had turned into an illusion, really realized that the strength in front of him was not 9 stars and a half emperors at all. The strength of the other party was not weak compared with his peak. You're right, but it's too late. Bai Zhang sneered and said sarcastically. Why? You have to help him. Don't you also expect me to die? As long as I die and you obstruct me, my father will blame Xiao Yang for all these reasons. When my Bai family and Xiao Yang fight to death, your Lin family can replace our Bai family. Bai Zhang sneered. He had already felt the idea in the latter's heart, but unfortunately, it seemed to him that it was whimsical. Hearing Bai Zhang's words, Lin Zheong couldn't help but show a deep color of panic in his eyes. Unexpectedly, Bai Zhang, who looked young, had such a careful mind. What the Bai family could think of, he thought of exactly. Bang! Then, without waiting for Lin Zheong to struggle again, Bai Zhang squeezed the palm of the latter's neck with a sudden force, and then squeezed it with a blow. Now, Lin Zheong's life is completely over here. After finishing these, Bai Zhang looked up at Xiao Yang opposite and said with a smile. Mr. Xiao Yang is really a capable man. He was in the middle of the 6-star and half-emperor before January. In a twinkling of an eye, he has reached the late stage. I'm stunned by the terrible cultivation speed. It's just the magic effect of jade bone fruit. It's nothing. Xiao Yang smiled faintly, but he didn't exaggerate. Hearing the speech, Bai Zhang's eyes suddenly flashed a light, and his heart was sure to be like this. Immediately, the conversation turned and said, now Lin Zheong is dead. I believe the Lin family will find out soon. They will inevitably send someone to come. Does Mr. Xiao Yang plan to stay all the time? Bai Zhang looked at Xiao Yang with a smile. When the latter heard the speech, he first slightly frowned, then turned his mouth and said with a smile. Brother Bai's calculation is much better than this guy. As soon as I leave, the crime of murder should be on my head. In this way, as soon as the spearhead of the Hua family changes, your Bai family will lose another pressure. Bai Zhang frowns slightly. He has this plan. On the one hand, he wants to find a reason for himself. On the other hand, he also hopes to take this opportunity to focus the Hua family's attention on Xiao Yang. This is of endless benefit to his Bai family, but looking at Xiao Yang's appearance at this time, it seems. Well, for your sake of getting rid of him for me, I can carry this black pot for you, but I want something from you. Xiao Yang's eyes narrowed and smiled. Seeing the smile on Xiao Yang's mouth, Bai Zhang couldn't help but tighten his heart. Seeing the smile in his eyes, Bai Zhang always had a strange feeling. However, in the end, Bai Zhang still clenched his teeth and asked, I wonder what Mr. Xiao Yang wants. The magic core of the 5-star fighting emperor level. As soon as Bai Zhon's words fell, Xiao Yang immediately blurted out. At the same time, the latter's face also changed at this moment, and the muscles at the corners of his mouth twitched wildly. Xiao Yang's move really meant that the devil's mouth snatched food. Their father and son attached great importance to that magic core, although they knew that the results obtained after refining would be greatly reduced, but they are not willing to give up. At present, Xiao Yang is actually impolite to ask for this thing. Even with Bai Zhon's mind, at this moment, he can hardly help but have an impulse to scold his mother. After a long time, Bai Zhon calmed himself down. His thoughts flew around, but he couldn't think of a complete reason to answer Xiao Yang. The magic core is in charge of my father. Maybe I can wait for the arrival of the Lin family with you here. I think the Hua family will come soon. Before Bai Zhon's voice fell, Xiao Yang interrupted it with a word. He looked at him with a smile. He looked indifferent. Bai Zhon was so angry that he wanted to rush up and bite him. But after all, Bai Zhon reluctantly compromised. After all, although the magic core is a treasure, it is still more important for the family's future plan. Therefore, Bai Zhon secretly measured it in his heart and finally threw a jade box containing the magic core to Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang didn't check it, so he threw it into the ring. The other party now has a handle in his hand. Naturally, he dare not give him a fake. Otherwise, Bai Zhon should want that result. Thanks. See you later. Xiao Yang grinned and showed a bright smile like the sun. However, this smile made Bai Zhon smile endlessly in his eyes at this time. Xiao Yang turns around and calls a leopard who is watching carefully in the distance. The latter hears the speech and immediately runs over. He obediently follows Xiao Yang's back. They fly away together towards the southern sky. In situ, Bai Zhon looked at the direction of the two people's gradual disappearance, and finally showed a helpless look on his face. He looked at Lin Zheong who had died on one side and scolded him. Immediately, with a wave of his big sleeve, a turbulent flame flew out, turning Lin Zheong's body and head into ashes. After leaving the field of Bai family, Xiao Yang took a bow away. The 9-star-and-a-half emperor, although his strength is still weak, it is easy to fight the emperor as long as he is given enough time or machine selection. Next, Xiao Yang's goal is to go straight to the south of Shilin region, Shilin Mountains. Now, the medicinal materials for refining the elixir are complete. It's time for Xiao Yang to refine Hubodhisattva. As long as he becomes Hubodhisattva and gets the ice spirit cold liquid, the ice spirit pill is expected. When the ice elixir is completed, it is when Xiao Yang devours the strange fire. Now, it's getting closer and closer to the day when he swallowed the strange fire. However, at the same time, Xiao Yang's heart also has a feeling of loss. Different from ordinary people with the help of different fire, once he devours the body of Guyo, the intelligence of Guyo will disappear. At that time, Guyo, who accompanied Xiao Yang all the way, will completely disappear into the world. This thought will make Xiao Yang feel endless desolation. Of course, Xiao Yang also knows that this is Guyo's mission. His existence is to wait for Xiao Yang's arrival. According to Guyo's words, he has long been tired of such survival. Ha, little guy, don't worry. It's inevitable and necessary for you to swallow the bone spirit cold fire. I've been imprisoned in this world for too long. If you can successfully swallow the bone spirit cold fire, it's a relief for me. On the way, Guyo noticed the change of Xiao Yang's state of mind and immediately guessed in his heart. Hearing Jiuyu's words, Xiao Yang nodded secretly in his heart. The lost look on his face also converged a little. With a leopard behind him, he flew away quickly in the direction of Shilin mountain range. In a twinkling of an eye, it was a month later. Now, there is still more than a year left from the 2-year agreement between Xiao Yang and Cold Frost, but Xiao Yang has found the medicine for refining back Bodhisattva and returned here again. Standing high above the sky, Xiao Yang looked at the vast mountains in front of him. He was finally relieved. When he came here, he felt like he had found his relatives. Compared with the complex emotions of human beings, everything here is much simpler. The so-called good and evil are particularly easy to show here. At least, Xiao Yang doesn't have to fight against the warcraft in this mountain range. At the moment, together with the leopard standing behind Xiao Yang, his eyes swept over the mountains in front of him, and a sense of shock immediately appeared in his eyes. Compared with the mountain range where he is located, it is almost boundless here. Compared with the two, there is a feeling of being small and big. I'm afraid that the Xiaolin mountain range will be dozens and hundreds of the size of his mountain range. Is this the Xiaolin mountains? It's really big. Leopard gaped and wanted to say something atmospheric, but in the end, he found that he didn't know how to describe the mountain in front of him. All right, let's go. We haven't got anywhere yet. Xiao Yang smiled and moved. He took the lead in flying away towards the depths of the mountains. Then, our Bao followed closely. My lord, our Bao has a question. I've always wanted to ask you. I don't know. Just say it. On the way, our Bao couldn't help frowning and asked Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang said faintly. While listening to the latter, he hurried forward quickly. Yes. Sir, are you really human? When saying this, our Bao's throat rolled slightly, indicating the tension in his heart. Since Xiao Yang's injury recovered, he has been vaguely aware that there is a faint pressure on Xiao Yang. That pressure comes from the blood pressure between Warcraft. Only Warcraft can sense each other. When I first saw Xiao Yang, our Bao didn't notice it because of his weak breath. However, after Xiao Yang recovered from his injury, the strange pressure emanated from Xiao Yang. The closer he was, the clearer he felt. That's why he had this question. No. Hearing what our Bao said, Xiao Yang smiled secretly in his heart. Of course he knew the reason, but there was no need to disclose it to him. For Xiao Yang's vague answer, our Bao was also helpless. He scratched his head and followed Xiao Yang closely, but carefully kept a distance. Soon after, Xiao Yang took a bow to the depths of the Xiaolin mountains. Tianying 3 disappeared, but Xiao Yang knew where they were. Xiao Yang smiled, his heart moved, and the soul beads in the middle of his eyebrows trembled slightly. Immediately, the majestic soul power quickly spread to the mountains below. After a few breaths, in the depths of the earth, in a hot place of magma, the 3 sitting figures suddenly opened their eyes, raised their eyes, and sharp colors emerged. Who dares to spy here? Hee, 3 brothers don't have to be nervous. It's me. Just as the 3 faces changed, in the void in front of them, a slightly illusory figure slowly condensed out, and these 3 people are the 3 king beasts of Xiaolin Mountain, Tianying, Yangshe and Xionggang. Xiao Yang. It's Xiao Yang. Brother Xiao Yang, you're back. The 3 people were all surprised, and the fierce color on their faces turned into ecstasy. It seemed that there was nothing more happy than seeing the people in front of them. Hehe, 3 brothers, I'd better come out and see you. Good. Hearing Xiao Yang's words, the 3 looked at each other and immediately nodded heavily. They first blocked the underground space where the 3 were located, and then moved their body to leave here. A few minutes later, 5 figures stood out in the outer sky. The 3 of Tianying saw Xiao Yang again, just like their brothers gathering again. The 3 came forward and gave Xiao Yang a big bear hug. Then, the 3 noticed the leopard behind Xiao Yang. This is. The sky eagle frowned, and the connection between blood and blood made him know at the first sight that this guy was like them, both Warcraft and a 9-star and half-emperor. Xiao Yang casually said what had happened in the Bai family's field before. Although it was understated, it also made the 3 people look pale in front of them, but they can rest assured that Xiao Yang came back intact after all. By the way, brother Xiao Yang, are you coming back this time? Back to his mind, Bai Ying first looked at the leopard behind Xiao Yang, and then his eyes turned to Xiao Yang again. Hee, naturally I came back to fulfill the agreement. Xiaolin mountain range, in the cave of Tianying. Xiao Yang and Tianying sat in the main hall, while Yangshe and Xionggang thought a Bao was looking for the cave and separated them. Brother Xiao Yang, what you said earlier is. You have finished refining Bodhisattva. Tianying was a little surprised. He had felt it since he showed his soul power before. Now Xiao Yang is no longer a second-class herbalist. In less than a year, the person in front of him has really become a third-class herbalist that even the strong emperor will treat respectfully. Bodhisattva is a third-order pill. As soon as Xiao Yang came back to deliver the agreement, Tianying's heart immediately thought of Bodhisattva. No, I just found all the herbs needed to refine the pill. I haven't started refining yet." Hearing Tianying's words, Xiao Yan smiled bitterly and shook his head. Although he has become a third-order spiritual pharmacist in the eyes of others, who knows that he, the nominal third-order pharmacist, has never refined the real third-order pill himself. Seeing this, Tianying nodded and said, "It doesn't matter. Since all the medicinal materials have been found, it's only a matter of time to refine the pill. You've had enough hard work along the way. You'd better rest with me for a few days first. I think your breath is somewhat vain. It's the late 6-star and half emperor period that broke through not long ago." First, he nodded. Then, Tianying found something else wrong with Xiao Yang, but he was surprised. Unexpectedly, Xiao Yang broke through to the later stage of the 6-star and half emperor so soon. This cultivation speed was beyond the reach of the three brothers. "Hehe, it's just with the help of external forces. It's nothing." Smell speech, Xiao Yang shan a smile, "Poor is not deny. You are a monster." The sky eagle shook his eyebrows and couldn't help shaking his head and smiling bitterly. He immediately explained to Xiao Yang at will. He turned around and left here, leaving the remaining strength and space to Xiao Yang. For a long time, Xiao Yang was the only one left in such a big cave. Xiao Yang thought a little in his mind. Now there is still a year to go before the agreement with Cold Frost. During this period, it is enough for him to refine Bodhisattva. His body leaned lazily on the back of the chair. Then, Xiao Yang's spirit perked up and seemed to think of something. He quickly got up from the seat, raised his hands under his sleeve robe and exposed 2 white palms. Out of thin air, a circle of ancient and simple scrolls painted black appeared in the palm of Xiao Yang's left hand, and a jade bottle the size of a palm appeared in his right hand. This scroll, painted black, is naturally the broken holy order skill that was auctioned at the auction house before, and the remnant soul of Xiao Xian is naturally stored in the jade bottle. When Xiao Yang took out these 2 things, the void on one side was also slightly distorted. Then, Jiyuyu's body appeared. From the beginning, his eyes locked the black scroll held in Xiao Yang's left hand. Seeing the bone Yu appearing on one side, Xiao Yang slightly raised his eyebrows. He was going to ask the latter, but he didn't think he came out by himself. "Jiyu Lao, do you know the difference between this volume of skill?" Xiao Yang opened the scroll in his left hand while asking in a low voice. Immediately, an ancient fragment of skill was exposed to the air. At this time, the jade bottle in Xiao Yang's right hand trembled slightly at this moment. It seemed that there was a mysterious connection between the two that could not be seen by the naked eye. No mistake, this must be the source decision. Jiyuyu stared at the broken skill in front of her eyes, and her eyes couldn't help showing a deep surprise. "Unexpectedly, I really can't imagine that this thing has disappeared on the mainland for many years, but it will appear here, and still appear with him. It's really destined." Jiyuyu smacked his mouth again and again, and a smile of schadenfreude appeared on his old face. "Gui Yuanjue, how many people were crazy about it? Countless people died because of this thing, but now, no one knows it, so that Xiao Yang picked up this big bargain. Return to the source. I don't know how strong the holy order skill will be." Hearing Jiyuyu's words, Xiao Yang also looked curiously at the fragmented skill volume in his left hand, which could make Jiyuyu exclaim. It can be seen that it is an extraordinary product. "Hehe, this is more than strong. It's not too much to call it against the sky." Jiyuyu smiled, and the praise in the words was not taboo at all. Xiao Yang lightly picked his eyebrows. He couldn't help but be surprised. "What's wrong with the source formula? It's worth Guyo's praise. Return to the source. As far as I know, anyone who has practiced this skill will certainly be able to reach the great realm of source respect." Jiyuyu pondered a little, and then he solemnly said to Xiao Yanning, "Yuanzuan." As soon as Guyo's voice fell, Xiao Yang's face suddenly showed a frightened look. "Yuanzuan, that's the real top strong man in Yuanwu mainland, the strong man who really stands at the top of the pyramid. What kind of skill is this? It can guarantee that the cultivator will reach the great realm of Yuanzuan. I'm afraid even some cultivation talents who boast of terrible cultivation talents don't necessarily dare to say this. But why did it make the forefathers of Xiao Xian change? Then Xiao Yan came back to himself. The reason why he took out these two things was just to know why Xiao Xian's ghost changed. He didn't care how terrible this skill was. Because, your ancestor, is the source of cultivation. The skill he practiced is the same as this remnant, which makes it have a subtle connection with each other. What? As soon as Jiyu said this, Xiao Yang's face suddenly changed. Listening to Jiyu's words, the skill Xiao Xian practiced was actually the source. Don't get excited. If he really cultivates the complete version of the source determination, how can his strength be stuck in the 9-star dual saint? The reason why he didn't break through to the half-emperor until his death is just that his skills are incomplete. Incomplete? The excited look on Xiao Yang's face slowly converged, and the excited mood in his heart gradually returned to calm, but the suspicion in his heart was deeper. Can it be said that the source determination cultivated by his ancestor Xiao Xian was only a fragment? Don't think about it. Your ancestor's gradual return to the source is indeed complete. However, the one he cultivated can only make his strength reach the 9-star dual saint. This video will end here.